Hi all, this is Sia Nas and welcome to episode 54 of the Diary of Sia Nas. So what I noticed while I was recording, when I finished recording the podcast, was that the video didn't record. So now I am redoing the podcast for a second time. This is such an amateurish mistake. I'm so frustrated that this happened. It's because the screens overlap between my audio and the video, and I just assumed that the video was going because I did press the button, but I didn't notice that the button wasn't red after I pressed it. So here we go, take two. So welcome to another week. As you can see behind me, I've got a lovely pink background, nice and sparkly for those watching on YouTube. I like pink and I love glitter. Anything sparkly makes me happy, so I thought it was the perfect thing to get. But I'm thinking maybe I need something like a picture behind me to sort of center me. Yeah, it's cute though. I like it. I like the background. But anyway, let's start the week. So the week started on Monday the 13th of January. And I'm looking at my purple fluffy llama diary, which is why I'm looking down. And on Monday, I uploaded the podcast from last week, so back to normal duties. I uploaded the podcast and I made my Insta posts and promoted it everywhere. I promote the podcast on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, do all that. And I also worked on a song called Meep, which is taking me forever because it's a quirky sort of dance beat, and it is actually the beat of the week, so you'll be hearing and seeing it at the end of this podcast. And yeah, it's just taken a while, but it's a quirky sort of beat, plus I'm not used to making dance beats anyway, so it's just a learning process. So I was working on that, and then on Tuesday I made the beat for last week's video, Break Your Heart. So that's up on YouTube, and I'll put a link down below so you can have a look at it. I've just noticed that my head is getting chopped. I shouldn't have touched the screen because the camera cut out. So here we are, take 3. So yeah, you can check out Break Your Heart, link below. And I was also when I was making the video, I was looking for a video for celebration where it's got the streamers, like the confetti and things like that coming down. And I was going on these websites, and when I downloaded it, I almost got a virus on my laptop. I kept getting this pop-up that wouldn't go away, and so I had to close down my computer. And then when I opened it up, luckily it worked, but that pop-up was still there, and I had to try to close it. And luckily it closed, so that gave me a bit of a heart attack, that. I also mixed the song Break Your Heart as well. So I think maybe while I was making the video, the beat just sounded like it needed a little bit more. So I mixed it with there's a program called Isotope that I use. And with Isotope, it's called Neutron 3, and it automatically mixes the song for you. So you just put it into, you put the plug-in into it and it will mix it for you. It's called Mix Assistant, and it listens to the song and then it evens everything out, which is the main thing that mixing is about. It's just like evening out the levels. And so I did that with the song, but I had to update Isotope because I hadn't used it since last year, like probably middle of last year, and just had to watch a few YouTube videos to figure out how to use it. So I was doing that, and then I started editing the podcast and the video for the podcast because it goes up on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I finished editing the podcast, and it took me ages. So I finished editing the video, And to save that, it took about an hour. It's called rendering. And then once it rendered, then I uploaded to YouTube, and it took 2.5 hours. So I think it was about 2 o'clock by the time I had finished editing and it finished rendering. And then by the time it got up on YouTube, I think it was about 5:30. So it did take a while. And then I like to promote it straight away, because once you put it up on YouTube, then it gives you all the social media icons, and then you just click on them and you promote it to those areas. So I did all that. I also watched this documentary called Fed Up on Netflix, and the documentary is by Katie Couric, and it's about how sugar turns to fat. So this documentary is about sugar and how bad it is for you, but it's mainly aimed at children because they're just getting fatter and fatter, and as everyone is. And myself included, I've put on a bit of weight since last year. And it talks about how sugar turns to fat in the body, and it's more addictive than cocaine. And they talked about an experiment they did in the lab, these poor mice, and the mice were given cocaine, and then separately they were given sugar, and they found that in the brain it worked pretty much the same. And then what they did was they gave them cocaine, the choice between cocaine and sugar, and they chose sugar instead. So it just shows you how addictive sugar can be. So that's just something that I'm trying to do, is try to keep sugar out of my diet. But because I've got such a sweet tooth, it's really, really hard. And, when your folks aren't feeling the best, you're not eating apples and pears and, vegan salads and stuff like that. You're eating, chocolate and biscuits and things like that, and ice cream to make you feel better. So it's a journey, but I'm slowly getting there. On Wednesday, I also started making a beat called Smoking Hot, and it had this awesome guitar sound in there, but I stopped because it got too hard. I was trying to figure out how to chop it up, and then I wanted to try and put this a drum beat to it, but I couldn't find anything that went with it, and it just got all too hard, and I thought I'll stuff it. But I think eventually I would like to go back to it, because the guitar sample is just awesome. I love blues, so it's a lovely bluesy sample. So then I started another beat called Slow Kill, and that one just sort of made itself. It just came out so easily, and I love beats like that. And in this beat, there's this awesome sample called Vampire Organ, and that's my favorite part of the beat, but the whole beat is pretty cool. And it's Slow Kill. It's a very unusual sort of beat. You'll have to wait. I'm going to release it in a few weeks. And then on Thursday I uploaded Break Your Heart to YouTube. I uploaded it so that I could schedule it for Friday. I try to get a bit ahead because it's just easier than trying to do everything on the day. So I scheduled that to go up on Friday, and then I played around again with the beat Meep. So I tend to go backwards and forwards between beats. But I should try to finish off a beat and then get to the next one. But when you've got other priorities, is an important thing to do is to prioritize. So once I finished me, but then I had other things to do that were more important, and then I try to get to whatever is necessary. So that's why I tend to jump around a bit. And I mixed Meep with Neutron 3, and again Neutron 3, it smooths everything out and it balances the sound and the levels, and that's what you want in the song when you listen to it, that everything is even, like something is not louder than something else, like I was just then. I also played around with this plugin called Decapitator, which is from Sound Toys, which is absolutely awesome. It fattens up the sound. I really like a nice full sound. But I think I ended up taking Decapitator off. But it's all the Sound Toy plugins, that's called a plugin, are really well regarded in the music industry, and if you keep your eye out, they go on special every now and again, and you can get them for half price. And that's what I try to do with all these plugins, is get them half price, because they can be really, really expensive. So that was Thursday, and then on Friday I mixed Slow Kill with Neutron 3 from Isotope. So that beat was so easy, pretty much made itself, and then I finished it off and then I mixed it, so it sounds pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to people hearing that one and getting some reactions on that one, so that's pretty cool. And then on Saturday I just chilled and I watched Grace and Frankie, which is on Netflix, one of my favorite shows, but it's the last season and it's just absolutely awesome, with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. And then on Saturday, we also got a new air conditioner installed. The guys came at like 7:30 in the morning. They're supposed to come at 7, but they came at 7:30. And they installed it. It took them like 5 hours, and I was just amazed that they could take, because it goes up on the roof. Then it was just two guys, and they managed to get the old one off and then put the new one on. And just between the two of them, there wasn't any machine to like hoist it off the ceiling. I think they must have taken it apart on the roof. So it takes a special kind of person to do that sort of thing. And so they did that on Saturday, and on Saturday we're also at war with my neighbours and their awful dog. But I feel sorry for the dog, because it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault for not training it properly, and it just barks like crazy, and I just want to get a sledgehammer, go over there and crack its head. Like, seriously, that's how I feel. And these are just the worst neighbours in the world, and I can't stand them, so I hope they leave. And that's my mean side. So that was on Saturday, and then today is Sunday, and today I babysat my nephew, who's really cute. We just played with blocks and stuff like that, and he was here for pretty much most of the day. It's just a nice chance for his parents to have a break and just have some me time. And once they left, I was helping Dad out in the garden, and I got a lot of cactus thorns in my fingers, and I can see one there. It's really gonna hurt when I take it out. All my fingers are sore because I didn't see the cactus, and then when I did, I just noticed that it was dead. So I got a little shovel and tried to take it out, but then I got thorns all over my fingers, and then I saw some other ones. I thought I might as well just do this all now. So I just took them all out, and they're all dead. So, the garden is in a bit of a state at the moment, but we're trying to get on top of that as well, as Dad is not feeling the best, and he's got a lot of health issues. So we're all sort of pitching in now, which is frustrating because I'm kind of getting tired of doing everything. But I think changes are afoot anyway, so we'll have to see about that. And then here we are, and I'm recording the podcast, so for the second, and then cut out, and now for the third time. So the beat of the week is Meep, and it's a dance beat. It's a bit of a quirky dance beat. It's very unusual, like it changes, and at the end it's very, very different. I just thought, what the hell, it's very quirky in itself, so might as well add to the quirkiness. And I'm finding that I'm making a lot more beats now, because before I was making beats that I thought I should be making, but now I'm really making beats that I want to make, because my style is a bit quirky, and I think I was just trying to avoid that. And I thought I'm just going to go for it, because it's only harming myself. I barely made anything last year, and now I've sort of made like 3 beats in the last week. So I'm just going to encourage my weirdness and allow myself to really, really make what I really want. Like, I was making beats that I like, but this is what I really like doing, like making quirky, strange, weird sort of pop, hip hop, bluesy dance beats. with a mix, like there's no category that they go in. So I hope you guys will enjoy my weird beats. And so that's it for the week. Please share this podcast with your friends or someone you think would like to hear it. Make sure you look after yourself. Mental health is so important. Speak to your friends, call Lifeline, talk to your doctor. I speak to my GP. She's awesome. She helps me heaps. Look after yourselves. Have a great week, and I will catch you guys next week. And here is Meep. Bye.